Welcome to another Heavenly Chronicles Ascension game DevLog. Hopefully everyone has been doing rather well through the beginning of this 2020. So it's been a while since the last upload, but we've been doing a lot of developing. So as you can see, we are going through the Purgatory level, and well, in this level you'll still be able to do everything as previously stated in the other videos. Going through having to balance light and dark areas in the game, portraying different weaknesses and strengths, advantages, disadvantages. So we're getting into development now, and we're implementing here the input actions that the player will be able to do in the game. So we have everything from interacting with different objects in the game to a light, a heavy, and a medium attack, character switching in your party, a blocking mechanic as well. We're still in blueprints, trying to make this game completely in blueprints, and so far hasn't been any challenges at all in doing that. We do have a programmer currently that is helping us out as a need basis, so here we're just pretty much setting up structs and basically initiating all of these things through actor components. So the actual input action nodes will be on the player controller, since having to initiate the party switching, character switching mechanic, we felt that it would be most sensible to put all of the actions on the player controller, since the player controller will be possibly moving around a lot between characters, and one of the characters are able to possess enemies, so which increases the pawns that can actually be controlled in the game. So having one player controller to do all that with obviously makes the most sense, and then putting all of the actual input actions on that player controller makes things a lot easier than so here I'm over here on Twitch streaming, so my chat, the community over there is a great community over there. A lot of really cool people in chat. So we stream Monday through Thursdays from 9:30 a.m. Till around 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, sometimes a little later than that. And then on Fridays and Saturdays we have night streams, so we stream from 8 p.m. to whenever, sometimes 4 o'clock in the morning, so you never know. So here we're actually doing some research online and looking to see what other popular games or past games, seeing what input mapping that they did. I like to try to keep everything consistent, if the Sony PlayStation controller uses the X button to jump, and maybe the Xbox uses the A button to jump, you kind of want to keep those consistent, because most likely they're going to be in the same location. Making sure that the buttons correlate with each other is something that's really important. Having players used to playing on Xboxes or 360s or PlayStations and pressing one button for a particular action, and then having to get to your game and using a different button for that same action is makes the player feel uncomfortable, and I think it takes them out of the immersion. So trying to find a happy place for all of those things, especially on keyboards and controllers, is really important. So you could see that we're here taking our time, making sure that the player gets the best experience while playing our game. Not every game has a light, a medium, and heavy attack system. A lot of games only have one attack. Some other games might only have two, and it, you can do like combinations off of those two, or even the games that have one. Usually they do a multi-press button system to where you press it once, it's kind of like your quick hit. If you press it twice, then that quick hit goes into like a maybe a little longer combo, and then maybe if you press it like 3 times in a certain time frame, it might give you like a little ultimate combo attack. So we're going for a similar combo system, but we want to take those combos and actually spread them across 3 different buttons. So I think that will add a little challenge to the game as well. The design for the game is to definitely be challenging, but to be fun as well. It's a game that we're going for a pretty decent replayability factor in it. Even though it's an action RPG, I kind of feel like between the story and things that you can do with the characters, I feel like that makes it pretty fun to play more than once. A lot of RNG might be involved with possessing some of the enemies, so you may play through a whole entire game and may not get a chance to actually possess maybe 1 or 2 enemies out of the game. Or you might fall in love with one of the characters, and you may not play the entire game with one of the other characters. So having that opportunity to replay the game with a different character, or using another character a little bit more than you might have the first game or even the second game. So but yeah, so right now we were just going over the principles of animation, the 12 principles, and that's a very, very important concept when animating. We talk a lot of different topics on our streams. Anything can come up, and just like that one, we were working on input actions for the game and mapping, button mapping, and things like that, and controller mapping. And hey, we had a side conversation of animation. So but I mean, it's all game dev. So yeah, here you can see me kind of setting up some of the actor components. I think those actor components are very helpful, and using actor components will allow you to kind of individualize your system, so that way if there has to be any troubleshooting or anything like that, you can easily get to that area of the system to troubleshoot it. So in our next section, you will see some character script development. So here I'm setting some stuff up in the third person character, and we're running around, and I'm testing out, trying to do character switching. So it's really about when the character switching button is pressed, we're doing, I believe it is a ray trace, and to check to see what character is in range. We're getting that character. We're doing a cast to make sure that the character, the pawn actually, is the character of the player character class, and so that way we don't switch with enemies, because only one character is allowed to do that. So we don't want the non-character that can actually possess enemies to be able to possess enemies. So and so after we do that check, we're comparing classes and things like that to do that, and we're also storing the current character that we're controlling before we switch over. So that way, if we want to switch back, then we can kind of save some instructions and things like that to switch back, and not have to go through all of that again. Thank you for hanging out with us again, watching another dev vlog, and we will update again soon. Thank you.